few months to live, started living the life they wanted to, moving out of state, buying a house on the ocean, getting a dog. I mean, these are all true stories. I don't make them up. And, one letter ends. The lady who bought a dog, put in a wildlife habitat, did all kinds of things. And the letter ends with, I didn't die, and I'm so busy I'm killing myself. Help, where do I go from here? And then the fellow moved to Colorado. When I didn't get called for the funeral, I called the family, thinking they had ignored my desire to come out there. And he answered the phone, said, it was so beautiful here, I forgot to die. So, you see, the animals are living that. And when one of our dogs had a malignant melanoma, and I had him at the vet, and the vet said, I've never seen a dog this sick survive. So while you're here, why don't I just put him to sleep? And I said, whoa, I have to call home first. I don't want to come home with a dead dog that the kids didn't expect to happen. So I called the house, and I said, everybody wants to put the vet wants to put Oscar to sleep. And one of our sons said, no, you don't do it to your patients, you don't do it to Oscar. So I brought him home. And then I thought, thinking about what our son had said, then why don't I treat him like one of my patients? So I started really loving him. We had, I think, 4 dogs at that time, and giving him more attention. And so when I would come home from the hospital and have dinner, I would sit down on the floor and eat my dinner with him. Whenever I was home, I would be there on the floor with him, petting him, loving him, letting him know I loved him, massaging him. And what I noticed was that after a while, he didn't seem to be dying anymore. That he had gotten up on his feet. He was walking around now, showing some energy. And I thought, why don't I just put him outside with the other dogs? And so I did. And he lived for over 3 years and then died of other causes, natural causes, not cancer. And the vet, every time he'd see me and the dog, would say, I can't believe it. I've never seen a dog survive. But I just loved him back to health. And it convinced me, in a sense, of, what I'm trying to teach people too. Love your life and love your body. I always say the dogs and cats don't get in front of the mirror and say, oh, God, look at my fur today. It's a mess. Oh, I need to go to the beauty parlor. They're just happy with life and with love. And if we could be that way with each other. One of my old sayings, because, I mentioned that if you study actors and draw their blood while they're acting, a tragedy affects immune function in a negative way and stress hormone levels go up. If you're in a comedy, the opposite happens. So it's just acting that way can affect your health. And I always say to people, you have a problem, WWLD. What is that? What would Lassie do? Ask yourself that question, and then go do it. And I'm not kidding when I say that to people, that what would Lassie do if Lassie were in your situation? And it doesn't mean you don't growl if you're not getting attention or love. But again, you're learning to pay attention to your feelings and to express them, and hopefully learn to love yourself in your life, and then good things happen. I always say there are no coincidences. We're creating our life. And it isn't, I like the way Jung put it, it's not about causing yourself trouble, but it's like no coincidences, what he called synchronicity. That if you choose to do certain things, you're more likely to be healthy or not healthy, depending on that. Well, for instance, back to pets. In Australia, one doctor did an interesting study. He recorded the time of a heart attack for a whole bunch of people. A year later, he got in touch with them again. Some were dead. But what he realized was those who owned a dog had a 6% mortality rate after 12 months, and those in which there was no dog in the house had a 24% mortality rate. So you want to keep yourself healthier, get a dog.
Right.
Yeah, and it isn't just that you take them for a walk. It's about relationships. Again, petting a furry animal changes your body chemistry.
Well, we know now so much more about that with the oxytocin and the serotonin levels.
Right. Yeah, it's similar to what happens in a mother when she gives birth, and connects with her baby. So again, it's that connection. And I may add, not just pets. I mean, studies have been done with plants. And those who, in a nursing home, those who had to care for them, rather than just being told your room is being decorated with a plant, the ones who cared for them lived several years longer than the ones who didn't have to care for it. And
boy, that's the truth. I had a patient in a nursing home, and they were all given, a bunch of high school students came in and gave plants to a lot of people, and a lot of them weren't doing well, the plants or the people. So she ended up being like the plant hospital, and her room was full of all these little plants. And boy, she just got healthier and healthier and more vibrant, and she got so involved in activities because of being the plant hospital lady. Everybody knew her.
Yeah, and it changes you, when you're, as I say, having that relationship. And animals, as I say, are the teacher. One of the stories is about one of our grandchildren in Love, Animals, and Miracles. And I may add, it talks about the Siegel Zoo, if anybody wants to read it. But what happened was he had several turtles in a tank, and all of them died except one. And he could see that he was just totally depressed, or she. I don't know what sex the turtle was. But so and it stopped eating. So Charlie was really getting worried, and he went down to the pet store, and he said, she isn't eating, I don't know what. And they said, well, give her a fish, a little fish, give her something interesting like that. And he thought, I don't want the fish to die. It was breaking his heart. Now he'd have to kill a fish to keep a turtle alive. But Charlie brought the fish home and dropped it in the tank. And what happens? The two of them, the turtle and the fish, swam over to each other and rubbed noses. Became friends, and eating each other's food and everything else, and living happily thereafter. But that's the part, that in a sense breaks your heart, but teaches you about love.
Yeah, that really is the truth. Animals are definitely here to teach us about love and dying. And your Oscar story reminds me about pet hospice care, which is becoming a more and more popular option for pet owners. Do you have any more comments about the idea of hospice for pet care?
It depends on what you mean by that. I think the care, in other words, that you stop trying to fight the disease, that you focus on what I call healing, so that this is not a war about giving him this treatment and doing this and taking him there and having this done and that done. I always feel in more pain deciding for my animals what to do for them than I would if it were me. Because I can't really get them to say yes or no, do they want it. But what you have to understand is death is not a failure, and that there's a point at which your body is no longer a pleasure to be in. And then it's a time, whether you call it palliative care or hospice, to just make them happy and comfortable. Like I did with Oscar, and then he ends up living instead of dying. So I'd say just give them the attention and the love, and offer them meals if they want, or but let them decide what they want to do, and then they'll die peacefully. Our dog Furphy.
Well, and that makes it a lot easier for you if your pet is put in control. I'm sorry, Bernie, but it's time for us to take another break to hear from our sponsors. Right. You're listening to Dr. Judy Morgan's Naturally Healthy Pets with physical therapist for pets and people, Sally Morgan, on DreamVision7Radio.com. We'll be back in a few moments.
Interested in learning more? Visit physical therapist Sally Morgan's website at sallymorganpt.com, where you will find details about her upcoming speaking engagements, craniosacral therapy, and Tellington TTouch offerings, as well as information about holistic care for animals. Join the mailing list today and be the first to learn about upcoming events and special offers. Sally Morgan is a best-selling author, and her book, Dances of the Heart, Connecting with Animals, details her journey of learning to listen to animals. Her unique set of animal connection cards offers 52 activities to enhance your relationships with the animals in your life, and she suggests that you ask your pet to choose a card each week. Both Sally's book and her cards are available on Amazon and her website, sallymorganpt.com. Join Sally Morgan PT CST daily on Facebook for conversations with the Corgi, and visit YouTube for past episodes as well as Sally's TED Talk. When it comes to our pets' health, you can never be too careful. We invest significant time in ensuring that they have long and happy lives, but it's important to invest the same dedication into our own longevity. The key active ingredient in Dr. Morgan's wellness formula, pure New Zealand deer antler velvet, is now available as a standalone human-grade product. Life Deer Antler Velvet is a whole food supplement rich in calcium and collagen to support healthy joints and strong bones. Our products prioritize purity, ethical harvesting, and quality sourcing above all else. Visit lifepurerecovery.com to learn more and order your first bottle today.
Tune into world-renowned author, speaker, and holistic veterinarian Dr. Judy Morgan, and now radio host of Dr. Judy Morgan's Naturally Healthy Pets on syndicated Dream Vision 7 radio network every Monday and Tuesday, 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Not sure which vaccinations should be given or how often? Not sure which food is best for your individual pet? Find out the answers to your questions in this weekly show where Dr. Judy interviews top experts and showcases the latest products that will help your pets stay naturally healthy.
Does your dog have bad breath? Tired of spending money on expensive dental procedures? Try out Dr. Morgan's Dental Drops today and save money while maintaining your pet's oral health. With New Zealand deer antler velvet as the primary ingredient, Dr. Morgan's Dental Drops are effective for treating stomatitis, gingivitis, and ulcers. You can purchase Dr. Morgan's Dental Drops directly from Amazon Prime or from her website, www.drjudymorgan.com.
This is Dream Vision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Hi, welcome back. You're listening to Dr. Judy Morgan's Naturally Healthy Pets with holistic physical therapist and Dr. Judy's sister, Sally Morgan. And I am here today with my guest, Dr. Bernie Siegel, who I had the pleasure of meeting when I was attending his cancer support groups. And at those meetings, I met one of his beloved pets, Furphy, who was one of my favorites. Bernie, can you tell us a little bit about Furphy?
Yeah, well, what was funny, again, I went down to the shelter, and here was this little, ball of fur there. And they look in my eyes and talk to me, and I just, I'll take him home. And when I brought him home, my wife said, look, we have fur all over the furniture, all over the house. I can't stand any more Furfies. So I said, oh, that's his name, Furphy. And, of course, she laughed, and all right, bring him in. And he was with us for God knows how many years. And I bury everybody around the house and keep talking to them, their spirits. But one night, he didn't disturb me or bother me at all, because he and Buddy, who were there together, they were ones who would say, hey, I want to go outside, even if it was 2 in the morning, or it's time to get up. They'd make noise. But there was no problem, no noise. I got up. He wasn't in the bedroom. I walked into the kitchen. He was lying on a soft mat there and was dead.
Oh.
And I really felt that he did that for me. That if I had gotten up during the night and found a dead dog, what would I have felt? What would I have done? And I really felt that he thought about me and said, I'll go in the kitchen and he won't see me until he's up and ready to start the day. And that